Hey, this is your girl, Lady E, and I'm chilling with the one and only Timmy on Who Dat.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. Cause when I turn to party, it's drunk and they got me wet. So, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. We could be breaking, scraping, winding up and misbehaving.
Welcome back to Who Dat. It's your boy TIMMAY here at the famous C Sharp Studios and here with the lovely, been waiting to do this Who Dat for a little while, Ira Storr, but you know as Lady E. Lady E, how are you doing today?
Hey, what's up, Timmy? I'm doing well. I'm doing very well.
And me, some people didn't hear you until Music Masters 3 years ago, but you are a veteran. You are a veteran in the game. I always like to ask my artists, the first moment they knew they was destined for music. So maybe you was in the choir, maybe you was in the shower listening to music, maybe your parents playing something. When did you know this was for you? What was that spark for you?
Well, my parents were very protective. In fact, my grandmother did most of my upbringing. So what I did was I was restricted to the porch. So they always say when you play by yourself, you have to come up with all different type of things, right? Different games and stuff. So I used to make songs. I used to sing from I knew myself. So that's how I got love for music. And then I was always in church. So, sometimes 3-4 times a week on church. Mama made sure I didn't miss any of that. So I couldn't miss it.
So maybe Bahamian or international, tell us about the artists who inspired you when you listen to them. You say, "Mother's like, I won't be like them. I want to sing like them. I want to dance like them and perform like them. Maybe even dress like them." Talk to me about your inspiration.
Well, a lot of people contributed to making me who I am today. The late, great Therese Hepburn. She was one of the most beautiful persons that I've ever met in my whole life that welcomed me with open arms, diva in her own right. She was someone who inspired me to always be pleasant no matter where you go, that you're representing the country. Another person that did that for me was Cleophas Adderley. I grew up in the National Youth Choir, so I learned how to smile through adversity, smile even when you're in pain, you break a leg, smile, so him and other individuals like the KBs, Ira Storr, and the list goes on from other Bahamian artists that have really made me aware and conscious of my Bahamian pride and the music that I portray. Because I started out really with a huge twang, like trying to sound Trinidadian and stuff. So, they had to rope that in. And they had to, to make sure that I gave back to, I still have a little soca flair, but I like to more or less fuse it to push and promote Bahamian music. So, yeah, I'm very grateful for them.
So tell us about the steps you took to become an official artist. You going from singing on your porch to the choir. So talk to me about how Lady E came to be the actual performer, singer, all that.
Well, I took steps by recognizing my situation, the realities of life. So I realized that my family didn't have a lot of money. So I took advantage of everything that was free. You know what I mean? So the church choir, the National Youth Choir, the this choir, that choir, free studio time, doing backgrounds for various artists, getting exposure, getting to travel. I remember watching Colin McDonald of Visage on stage, backstage. My first job was with Alpha Sounds, and making sure that I made $800 on my first job. I'll never forget. And I was so proud. It was like, that was the whole world to me. But, it started from humble beginnings. And how I got this way is realizing that within myself, once you believe, no matter who puts you down, no matter what anybody else says, once you have that dream and determination, that take baby steps, you're going to get there eventually. So I guess I'm here now and a little bit seasoning up. But yeah, I'm really proud of how I've grown in the business.
If you can remember, tell us about your first song and the recording process and all that.
My first song was If You Feel It. And I was more or less in that soca realm. So it said, let me see your rag in the air now. Let me see your rag in the air now. And it really was a high energy song. And what can I say? When you hear as an artist, I think when you hear the stuff that you started out with to where you are now, you could really what was I thinking? But still people today tell me they enjoy the song. They work out to it. Oh, I always like that song. And, I'll never forget it because it was my first milestone as an artist. And, I took all my high school money and went into production with it full force. So, yeah, If You Feel It was the number one thing for me.
And then you dropped an album before called Sokono, and people thought that that's a new term, but you had an album way back. Talk to us about that album and just the recording, where you recorded, who you recorded with, who had maybe helped writing, production, all that background.
Listen, I think I was crazy back then because I used to come up with stuff like Sokanu, Marajin, which was march and rake and scrape junkanu.
Okay.
I would mash up people's words, and I talk about total kong salad. So yeah, man. But I love the idea of Bahamian music and fusion. I don't think that rake and scrape or junkanu should be white noise. And if for those of you who don't know what white noise, that background noise, I think our music should be pronounced and push forward, and that you should be able to hear little elements of the reggaeton. You should be able to hear little elements of soca, but not that it dominates. So, back in the day, just a little season, just a little bit. Back in the day, producers Colin McDonald started me out. I worked with KB and Colin in the studio, song called Home's My Bahama Land that won some Junkanu and June competitions. Ira Storr, Rik Carey, Feel That Rhythm. He's been my producer. He's also my classmate from St. John's College. Dylan McKenzie did Down Home, which is nominated now for an Elevation Award, Song of the Year. And I'm actually kind of excited because I'm also nominated for Female Artist of the Year. So along with some great other female artists. So I'm in good company. But, all of those producers now have contributed to what I call my little collection. And now I'm also looking forward to working with DJ Buddha from Sony Records. So he's going to be doing my next song. So yeah, it's continually progressing. So from local to international, bringing our local sound to the world.
So I know you currently in Spank Band or the Spank Orchestra. So talk to us about your band journey.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not with Spank anymore.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
I'm not with Spank anymore. I love you, Ira. I love you. So what happened is, through all of the years, I've always been in different organizations. I had my own band called High Tide, and Spank was my last official band thing, the end of my journey, because I wanted now to invest in me being an artist.
Lady E.
I want to be my things. So, as much as I love band life, as much as I love all of JD, Sammy, and everybody, Ira, I realized that I needed to step out on my own.
Which is fair.
Yeah. So I go and I support. If Ira needs me, he could call me.
Yeah.
But right now it's all about trying to build this brand and be my own thing.
Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm, feel that rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm, feel that rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm, feel that rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm, feel that rhythm. How winding on time-based street is mine, you see we rushing down the road. This second year carnival is here, we taking this party into beast mode. So tell the DJ turn up the bass, me and the girls gonna mash up the place. Rum bum bum on the goat skin drum, it's time for us to rock.
Talking about the production of the song Islands and Sun, coming into knowing that this is the first ever event, no one was expecting. They thought that our song was going to change, but you're a veteran at this fusion thing. So talk to me about that song.
So the producer of Islands in the Sun is Ira Storr. It was mastered and finished by Fred Ferguson. So I had two greats on it. I couldn't miss. Islands in the Sun was just that song. It was just that thing that, for me, it was about heart. It was about talking about where I'm from, how proud I am to be Bahamian, all of the different festivals. It was about me fighting against all of the naysayers that thought Junkanu Carnival was going to be about this soca thing. And I wanted to make it clear this is a Bahamian thing. So Islands in the Sun, when you hear me talk about Bimini and Exuma Regatta, drinking gin and coconut water, yeah, that was me putting our stamp on Junkanu Carnival.
And yeah, too, you actually Feel That Rhythm. And I know you had another song, but Feel That Rhythm, I still love the song to this day. So talk to me about producing that song, another song you had for year 2 of Carnival.
Yeah, Feel That Rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Okay, so yeah, we're in his studio right now. Rik Carey, hey Rick, yeah, he is the producer of that. And really, when I did Feel That Rhythm, I love Junkanu music. I'm a Saxon. I'm sorry. I am Ashnabadi Khan. But I love the rhythm. So that's when I was sitting down actually in a parade. And, as the Junkanu groups pass, it's like the same beat. So I just came up with this idea. It's like, yeah, I'm feeling it. okay, the rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm, and that's how Feel That Rhythm was born. And just Rik just took off with it, and it just got huge. It's also been getting some international radio play, so yeah, they're doing a little good.
And yes, at Jungle Carnival, you didn't enter the competition, but you actually performed on the main stage. But during that year, which is this year, you was in the Bahamian Thing competition with Down Home, and I love that song. Let's talk to me about Down Home.
Well, Down Home, again, I wanted to try something new. Even though it has the same traditional rake and scrape feel, I tried a new producer, and I had the pleasure of working with Dylan McKenzie, otherwise known as Dmac.
Dmac.
Yeah.
In case I was wondering who he's talking about.
Yeah, so I got to work with Dylan and his son, DJ. And it was such a pleasure. I wanted to actually have that new age hip rake and scrape feel, and I wasn't disappointed at all. Give me that concertina, boy, come rake that saw. Give me the music, take me back where I was born. So Down Home really speaks about where we come from and where we're going. So if you really listen to the lyrics, I wanted to depict every song now that I do. I think between me and God, I've just made this whole thing about pushing Bahamian music, pushing 242, like 242 to the bone. So yeah, Down Home is just another one of my songs that talks about my love for my country.
And you talk about songs, and this brings you back to my next question. Your newest song, which is coming out, I gotta be for the world to hear, and it has this little churchy feel. Kill That Roach, squish, squash.
Yes, Kill That Roach. And oh wow, we had this one under wraps, right, Timmy? Because Timmy helped me out behind the scenes, all my video footage.
You had to do some sneaky things to make sure you didn't see what he's doing, and
Covert operation. But yeah, Kill That Roach is again about the Bahamian thing, believe it or not. So you know how we like to go on the dance floor, and Bahamians, we like to kill that roach. Yeah. So what it is that I went and I did some research, and I realized that internationally, there was a song called in Hairspray about the bug. So I was like, you know what? Internationally, this song could make sense because you could have a bunch of people all over the world killing the roach. And lo and behold, I saw Steve Harvey on a Steve Harvey show, and I hope Steve Harvey is watching this because Timmy is the best. But Steve Harvey actually had a Kill the Roach dance.
oh,
So I was like, okay, all right. So I can promote the Bahamas and also promote this dance to an international forum through this avenue and not being serious or anything like that. Because I wanted something a little lighthearted too. But Kill That Roach was born out of a dance, and how I meshed in the church feel is because I love fusions, like I told you. So I come from the Anglican church, so I wanted to have that organ sound in it.
gorgeous organ. I feel like I was, because I'm Catholic, so I feel like I was in church. It's like, I'm mashing the roach in church.
Yep, because you have that feel, like you want that, that church feel. So I know that the video is coming out soon, and Sony has jumped on it, and they're going to be handling worldwide distribution. So I'm very happy about that.
So that people know where they could watch you. So social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, basically, buy your music, listen to it, your albums, your singles. Just that know where they can find you.
Well, on Facebook, you can reach me at Lady E 242 or just Lady E. On Instagram, you could reach me on official Lady E 242. And you guys can just hit me up. I'm down to earth. If you have any questions, if it's just about, general stuff, if you're interested in music, if you want to know how you can start, I'm also interested in making sure that young people, get involved and maybe not go through so much as what I went through, going into the business. So mentoring means a lot to me as well. As well as if you have an event or anything like that, you can feel free to call me, and
She'll be there. For the right price, she'll be there.
well, yeah. Mama need a new pair of shoes.
This is Lady E. Look out for Kill That Road. Trust me, you want to see this song, you want to see this video, you hear this song. I'm TIMMAY and you watching Who Dat?
Come on, everybody, come and dance with me. You gotta move your shoes and stomp to this beat. We're bringing back this funky dance from long ago. It's time to mash it up. Come on and kill the roach. Come on and squish. Ow, squash. Kill that roach. Yeah, this is Lady E, and I'm chilling with Timmy on Who Dat. Stay tuned.